The soldiers wrapped bars of soap tightly in towels, turning them into makeshift weapons. Stealthily, they gathered around the bed of a sleeping, overweight man. Without warning, they covered his mouth and pinned him under a heavy blanket. Then one by one, they pulled out their weapons, beating him relentlessly. The fat man's screams echoed through the dormitory, but none of the recruits showed any mercy. It was his fault. They were always punished by the instructors. They all took turns each. Strike more brutal than the last. Finally, it was Jack's turn. He was the fat man's only friend, the one who had always stood by him. He froze at the bedside, his hand trembling, unsure his comrades stood around him, silently pressuring him after. A long pause, he caved reluctantly. He began hitting the fat man with the towel, each blow more savage than the last. That night, the fat man's screams filled the air. Jack lay awake in his bunk, haunted by what he'd just done from that night forward. The fat man, once known for his goofy smile, was no more. His demeanor turned cold, his smile replaced by an icy resolve. He threw himself into training with a relentless intensity. His movements became sharper, more precise, his marksmanship improved. Dramatically, even his once weak running skills were no longer a problem. Even his instructors couldn't help but praise him for the transformation. But it wasn't just his body that had changed. His mind had shifted to becoming darker, more unpredictable. 3 months of grueling training passed, and after a series of brutal tests, the recruits officially became soldiers. Each man was assigned his role. Jack was sent to report from the front lines as a war correspondent. The others were placed in relatively safer positions, but the fat man, now a shadow of his former self, was assigned to the front lines, the most dangerous job. As the departure drew near, something strange happened one night while on patrol. Jack heard unsettling noises coming from the bathroom. He crept toward the sound, his heart racing, and cautiously opened the door. What he saw there was something he would never forget.